Hello, sports movie fans. This is Locker Room Flicks Podcast. I'm Frank Sullivan, and here with me is my co-host, my new co-host, I should say, Frank Darlin. How are you tonight?
Doing good, doing good. Sitting in traffic a little bit, but besides that, I'm fine.
Awesome. Good. Good to know. Good to know. So I guess we'll address my I guess my new co-host or my former co-host. Those of you know I've been doing this with Steve Lant. He got a little busy with kids, and he's got 4 kids, so and they're all into sports, so he's got a handful. So I guess just got a little busy. So as they say, the show must go on, and so for those who don't know, this is Frank Darling. He's my uncle. He married my mother's sister, so that's the relation. His daughter actually was on our Moneyball episode. She gave us quite a good episode. But anyways, yeah. So Frank, why don't you tell the fans a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, name's Frank Darling. I'll be 62 in about 12 days, and I have 2 boys and 1 daughter and a little 1-year-old granddaughter.
I know, huh?
I'm looking. I now live in Florida. I used to live in Connecticut. So when I go back to Connecticut, I really enjoy to see everybody, and
yes,
Frank is one of them.
Yeah,
and it's a lot of fun. But yeah, and I was given this opportunity to do this, and I'm looking forward to it. So that's about it with that.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about movies and stuff like that. I want to say like my love for movies, but I'm a good we're both movie buffs.
Yeah.
I can remember going to your house, and I mean your movie collection was like wall to wall, and this was back when everyone had DVDs, and I don't remember VHSs that early, but
and no streaming too. So.
Yeah, no streaming, so I remember all the movies you had, and
about 900 of them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I remember growing up as a kid, and God, we went to Disney numerous times, and Disney and Universal, they do a great job with rides, off of movies.
Yeah, they do. They do a very good job.
What are your favorite movies? How about and talk about your sports teams.
Oh well, I love of course I'm a Met fan, Jet fan, Ranger fan, and Knick fan. So they're all doing pretty good. So I'm looking.
Yeah, opening day was today, huh?
Yes, they were up 5-3. I don't know if they won, but
really
they were up. Yeah, but movies. I love Moneyball. I love A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
For the softball for the girls, not softball, but the hardball. There's so many of them I like.
What about they don't have to go to sport, specifically sports, but what about regular movies? Like, what are your, let's say, maybe if you could do maybe 3 movies off the top of your head, movies that you can't miss. If it's on TV, for those who have cable.
I like Shawshank.
Shawshank, yeah.
Yeah, Redemption. I like Armageddon.
Nice. That's
basically movies up today. I would say I love older ones, but you don't see them on TV as much anymore. Titanic's always a good movie to watch. It's just things like that. And I like The Great Escape from back in the '60s. So that's an old World War II movie where they're at a concentration camp. So
really,
it's pretty cool.
I've heard of that. I don't think I've seen that.
Who's very good movie though.
Everybody's
in it. Steve McQueen, James Garner.
I know you're aging me here a little bit.
James Coburn. Well, they're all stars back then. You got to remember. There's a lot of people in it, different ones. But there's so many movies. And I like all the John Wick series, and of course the Rambos, Terminator.
I've actually never seen any of the John Wicks.
They're really good. He does.
I know. They just came out. One or is it coming out soon?
Yeah, it's out now. Yeah,
it's out now.
And the Rockies and the Indiana Jones and Star Wars, of course. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, Star Wars, definitely that whole saga is awesome. I even talked about Harry Potter is such a good story from start to finish.
Yeah, it is. Good story. Yeah.
I just bought the Hogwarts Legacy game.
Did you really?
Yeah,
online, right?
On Xbox, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to buy the new Xbox too because I don't want to wait any longer. Because I have the old Xbox, so I couldn't buy it yet. But the game is unbelievable.
That's what I heard about.
To say it's especially if you're a big fan of the movies and the books. I only read a few of the books, but if you're a big fan of the Harry Potter series, that game is it does it justice. It's an awesome game.
Yeah, I might download it. I wait till it gets a little cheaper. So because I have Steam. Steam is PC, you know.
Yeah.
And I guess they share everything now. Johnny was saying they all share them now, so you
can
get any game basically.
Yeah. It is. I think it was like $60-$70 something.
Yeah, that's about what it is. Yeah.
But cool, man. Cool.
That's good.
All right. Well, why don't we get into the movie? Good. You're gonna. Frank's gonna do the introduction.
Okay. And the movie we both saw. Was Goon, starring. Hang on, let me just get my thing.
Yeah, we decided to kind of like we're gonna keep with the format. That was the last movie that I watched. Unfortunately, as I said, Steve never really got a chance to watching it with his stuff. So we're just gonna kind of pick up with where we left off. So yeah, we did Goon.
Yeah.
When was the release date?
2000. Well. The release date in Canada was 2012, February 24, 2012, and in March 30th, 2012 in the U.S. It was starring Sean William Scott and Jay Baruchel and others. There's about 3-4 other people that were in it that were pretty well known. It made $1.23 million for opening weekend and made $7 million worldwide. It was directed by Michael Dowse. And awards, it won the Canadian Comedy Award for Best Film. And it's based on a true story of Doug Smith. Simple synopsis. Yeah, a simple synopsis. Labeled an outcast by his brainy family, a bouncer overcomes long odds to lead a team of underperforming misfits to semi-pro hockey glory, beating the crap out of everything that stands in his way.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I mean,
I watched it on Amazon Prime. I think it was like maybe like $3 or $4. Where did you watch it?
I watched it on Roku. It was free.
Oh, awesome.
I got lucky. It was free.
Yeah, that's good.
So, we're coming up to the best part, I think.
Yeah.
Frank's 5 fun facts.
Yeah.
So let's see what you got.
For right now, I know this is where normally she butts in and you'll hear us banter a little bit. But she's gonna sit this one out for now. Okay. We'll see. Maybe she'll make an appearance here and there.
That's fine.
She's like a comment, when she comes in, it's always exciting. But
I understand.
Anyways, so fact number 1, as you were talking about earlier, this is based off a true story. The film is based off the book. It's called Goon: The True Story of an Unlikely Journey into minor league hockey. I'm sorry.
Right.
Because it was written with Adam Furtasio. I'm not butchering that name, but it's all right. Footage from Smith's career as a hockey enforcer is shown during the credits. Actually, Jay Baruchel actually was quoted. He wanted to adapt I guess he was talking about how there was a lack of hockey comedies in the recent years.
Yeah, so that's true. Guess, You're right.
I mean,
right. That's true.
slapstick.
Slapshot.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Which we saw with one of our earlier episodes. I mean, that was made. I forget what year that came out. A long time ago.
Yeah, might have been 80s. I think early 80s maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So and I know he's from Canada, so I know he's a big avid. He's actually got a tattoo on his chest of the maple leaf. I think.
Does he really?
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's fact number 1. Fact number 2: a great majority of the cast are Canadian actors like Jay Baruchel, Kim Coates, Alison Pill, and Eugene Levy. The only non-Canadians in major roles was Sean William Scott and Liev Schreiber.
Right. Very good. Yes.
fact number 3: the restaurant where the family dines is called Klelsky's. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's a well-known Winnipeg establishment, but I guess it's closed. Doug signs a photo on the wall as an homage to the Wall of Fame as seen in the film.
Oh, wow.
I guess one of the photos you can see the late John Candy in one of the pictures. I guess because he's a close friend of Eugene Levy. So what a shame, huh?
Yeah. Good guy too. Good family guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a shame.
You know, they were talking about. I was just reading something because it was. Are you watching Succession?
I heard it's excellent. And
yeah,
I haven't seen it. No.
It's a very good show.
But it's good.
We watched it. They had Kieran Culkin talking about because he's actually one of the main characters in it, and he was talking about him being on Home Alone and he only met John Candy once, but he said he was super nice. But
Uncle Buck. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He did a lot of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. So the scene, fact number 4, the scene where Ray, how do you say his last name? Rhea. What's his face?
Oh, the you mean Liev Schreiber?
Yeah. What's the
name?
Yeah.
The guy's name.
How do you pronounce his name? I watched this movie like weeks ago.
Ray.
Rhea?
Ross the boss. Ross the boss. Rhea. Yeah.
Rhea. Okay, I just want to make sure I pronounce it right.
Yeah.
So the scene where Rhea sheds tears during a press conference was a reference to NHL player Todd Bertuzzi. Todd was playing for the Vancouver Canucks at the time and punched Colorado Avalanche Steve Moore in the back of the head during a game, causing an injury that would end his career.
Oh wow!
The press conference actually, it was ended up saying that he ended up costing him $500,000 in a salary deduction and a 17-month suspension.
Wow, I never knew that.
So,
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
Imagine that, huh? 17 months.
Yeah,
that's a year and a half, right? For the most part.
Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah.
So just my last fact, despite receiving large positive reviews, the film was a box office bomb, only earning about $7 million against its $12 million budget.
Yeah, it was. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess after premiering on Netflix, it became a success, which led to DVD sales and downloads, and that's why they ended up making a sequel.
Yes.
Which
yes,
I don't know if you. I haven't seen it.
I didn't see it. No, I saw what it is. I haven't seen it yet, though. No. Well, maybe down the road we'll watch that.
Yeah, I know. Maybe we'll get to it. Yeah. And those are my fun facts.
Well, those were excellent. 3 of those I never even knew. So. Well, you wanted to, on his thing here, we're comparing any differences to the real life story. Well, the one that I come up with is that the real teams he played on, they were not represented in the movie. Okay.
Really?
He played from 88 to 98. He played 10 years. Now, it seems like a lot. He played his last 7 years, he played like 1 game. That's all he played. 6 different teams. But he did win a championship with the East Carolina Thunderbirds in the East Coast League. So
wow.
So he did. Yeah, that was like his first year.
We've been noticing a lot of times with these true stories, they do leave out a lot, especially when it comes to like guys being on multiple teams. You know, unfortunately for time, they got to cut it. Got to cut out a lot of stuff.
Now the Halifax Highlanders, I have no idea. There might have been a team, but he wasn't.
Really?
He wasn't playing that team. Let's put it that way. So
yeah,
but they go away from some of that stuff sometimes. But he was on 6 different teams.
That's crazy. That's a lot.
Yeah. It was.
Let's see here. What do we want? You want to talk about? We'll talk about the cast and like the characters first. Who you like? Who you didn't like?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll tell you, I seen a different side of Sean William Scott in it. Different side.
Yeah. You know, it's weird. Like I know him. I mean, let's be honest. We know him as Stifler. Yeah. That was like such an iconic role. That's an awesome movie too.
It is.
So
that whole series.
You're right, and it was weird because like he's supposed to be this big enforcer, which kind of reminded me a little bit of his role in the American Pie because he plays lacrosse and he's like looks like a big this big jock. But then like he has this like softer side to him. Off the ice, which was kind of different, and weird.
No, it is weird for him, but I think that's good acting. I give him a lot of credit. He did really well with that. Alison Pill, I don't know too much about. I know she was in Milk, Academy Award winner. I never saw it with Sean Penn, but I don't know. I never saw the movie. I heard it was really good. What about Jay Baruchel? He was in a lot of stuff. He was in Tropic Thunder.
He's hysterical. He's funny. He's very underrated as far as his comedy.
Yes,
goes. You've seen the one. This is the end.
Yes.
Where all that movie, I think, as far as like, it's got to be like the most funniest movie I've seen in a long time.
it's a different kind of movie, but yeah, it's good.
Well, because they ultimately they play themselves. It's like and like you could just see it like having it like you were back and you and your buddies are stuck together and one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're right. That's a good point.
He's funny. I mean, I kind of wish we saw a little bit more of Eugene Levy.
I know.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
I'm sure he. I don't say it kind of probably cost a lot too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. And Liev Schreiber from X-Men. I mean,
see,
he played a good part in that.
See, I know him as Cotton Weary from Scream.
Oh, that's right.
That's what I know him as. He only plays a small role too. I haven't really seen. We tried watching his show on what's the one? He plays a hitman. Have you seen that show? Let me see here.
Oh,
Ray Donovan. Is it Ray Donovan? No. Yes, Ray Donovan.
Oh, I always wanted to see that because I like him.
Yeah, he plays a hitman, and we tried watching it. I don't know, maybe we couldn't get into it, but it's got a lot of good reviews. It's 82 episodes, so seems like he did a good job apparently.
And Kim Coates, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. Yeah, no, I liked him. He was cool.
I don't know if you knew this about him. I didn't know it until I seen an interview. He loves doing comedy.
Really?
Loves it. He says the Sons of Anarchy is way off his chart.
Well, it's funny too because even in Sons of Anarchy, they give him a lot of like funny scenes.
They do. He's a nutnut, but yeah. And you forgot one person in there but he's only a Canadian actor. I don't think he's done anything in America. Well, that wasn't America either. It was done in Canada. Is Marc-Andre Grandin? That's who plays Lafleur? The hockey player, the real good hockey player. Yeah, he's
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the rest of the movies he did were in Canada, so he's really never done nothing in America before.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it that I know of them people. There's a few others, but I think we got most of the main people in there. But I thought they fit in pretty nice. What else we got here? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Well, you got the great and not so great moments. I'm just going by what it says here.
Yeah.
Well, this one people probably won't like, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Okay.
The only thing I didn't like about the movie was not the movie, but I didn't like. Here we go. The early swearing and gestures and the scene in the locker room with the goalie helmet. I thought that was really. Do you remember that scene?
Not really, honestly.
Goalie helmet when he's hey.
Oh yeah, it's one of the it's the two guys, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a little. To me, I thought it was a little lame. There's no reason for that.
Really?
I just thought it was stupid. That's only my opinion of it, but the one time I do like is when near the end of the movie, Doug and LaFlamme they work together to win the last two games.
Yeah, I did like that at the end for sure.
Yeah.
This movie was okay. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, it was okay at best. Yeah.
I was like, because I'm starting this new with you, and when I text Steve, and I was like, when he finally told me he was done, I was like, dude, I was like, you couldn't have ended on a worse friggin' movie. I was like, you made me watch this this horrible movie. I was like, come on, man, you're killing me. But
yeah, you're right. You're right.
And it's fun. You know what's funny too is because Jay Baruchel is the big Canadian, and it was weird seeing him do like a Boston accent. Was kind of like a little over the top, but it kind of made it funny.
Oh, he's a nut though. He's crazy.
I'm trying to think. When's the last time you've gone ice skating? Did you ever ice skate?
I tried ice skating when I was about 8 years old. I went with my sister Linda.
Yeah.
And my sister Kathy, and they bring me out in the ice there, and they held my hands. Didn't do too well. Really? I played a lot of street hockey. I played deck hockey, but I never learned how to skate. I'll be honest with you. I never learned how to skate. No.
Yeah.
Not me. I don't know how to skate. Do you know how to skate?
Somewhat, yeah. We've gone. Yeah. I can skate a little bit. I've definitely gone a lot like rollerblading. We went. I want to say we went a few years ago. I think like during COVID.
Yeah.
We took our nephews and they went, and then we all went, and it wasn't too bad. Just got to be careful.
Yeah. But as a kid, I played a lot of hockey. No ice hockey, but I played a lot of hockey. I loved it. I loved hockey. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
So I enjoyed the movie because of that. I enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah, yeah. The game itself. No, I agree.
Not the stupid stuff, the real stuff. But.
It's funny too because Hamden was always like a hockey town.
Oh yeah.
Very big on her brother played for Hamden Hamden High, and he played.
Really?
He played in college too. Wow. He played for Assumption.
Oh yeah. Right.
But Hamden was always a hot, and it's funny. My senior year, I think I went to every Hamden hockey game, and I think I went to one football because football that 1 year I think they won one game.
Wow.
And they went 1-9, and it just hockey. They were always competitive, and we went to every single hockey game. And you went to the away games too.
Yeah. They're exciting though. They're exciting games. Hockey's exciting to watch.
I've said it. Hockey's cool to watch watch in person. Like hockey. I
agree.
Even baseball too. I would much rather watch like a baseball game live.
Yes, right. I agree.
It's exciting, but watch it on TV. I mean, you watch it on TV. I'm sure a lot, but one thing I guess I should say I did like was this kind of like the slow-mo action when he's actually fighting. It's kind of reminded me of like a boxing movie.
Yeah, that was cool. To watch the teeth fall out in the blood and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I thought that was pretty cool.
It was pretty brutal, man. I'll tell you, a brutal movie.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. He gets his ass. He gets his ass beat.
Yeah. But that's like I think I mentioned to you before. Mm-hmm. That's the way it was. That's the way it was in a lot of those divisions, man. They did a lot of fighting. I don't know if it was that crazy, but did a lot of fighting back
Really?
Then. Yeah. That's what people went to the games for.
Yeah.
People didn't care who won.
I think, and just in general, it just as times, it was just a brutal game to watch, especially with the protection and like guys didn't wear half the pads they wear now.
I agree totally. You're right. That's true.
That's what most of the sports,
Yeah.
I put down Steve Stifler. He looked like he definitely gained some weight for the role. Like,
yes, he did. I did see that he gained weight and took fighting and skating lessons for the part. Yeah. So he did. He worked. He was big in that thing, man.
He was. Yeah, he was noticeably like he had like some size to him.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. In that movie too, I don't know if you knew this, but there was actually 4 people in the movie. Mm-hmm. The guy with the announcer guy. He used to be. His name was Kurt Keelback. He used to be an NHL announcer. He was retired. Tim Thomas of the Bruin makes a cameo. He's one of the goalies there.
Really?
Mike Ricci for the NHL player. He plays on Halifax. Oh. And George Laraque, the former NHL enforcer, had a cameo. That was the black man that was fighting him. He was a real. So those 4 guys were, I think, the only people in the show that were actually really real hockey players. So
really.
Yeah.
Wow. So. That's interesting.
It is, yeah. Well, they always do that. They throw a few people in there.
Did you notice that as you were watching the movie, or you actually like kind of looked it up a little bit, or?
No, I looked it up, but I knew what Tim Thomas looked like, and I knew what Mike Ricci like. I've never heard of Kirk Keelback, so it must have been back. I don't know when that was. He looked pretty old, the guy in the show, so he might have been 70s or 80s, yeah. And George LaRock, I've never heard of him, but he wasn't in, but you don't know. He was like, it's just a few scenes he does, so you don't know how old he is. He could be 60 years old. So he might have been back in the 70s or 80s or something. But yeah, but Mike Ricci was a hell of a player for the NHL. I think he played for the Flyers, so he was really good. But that's about it with that. There's no other NHL people in it, not that I know of. But,
yeah.
But realism, you got that down. Realism as a sport, it was pretty realistic that way. That's the way it used to be. I mean,
yeah.
And those remember, those are junk games. That's all they are. They're junk leagues. That's all they are. They're just maybe somebody might see somebody and say, he might be something. So, but,
no, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Did they make assistant captains in like hockey and stuff like? Do they?
Yeah.
Huh.
Assistant. Yeah.
I thought that was kind of weird when they. Yeah.
The Rangers have went on for like 20 years with an assistant. Now they have a captain now.
Really?
And they have assistants also. So, yeah, it's have an A or a C. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do have captains on that team. Yeah. I'll tell you another favorite character. I did like it. I like Liev Schreiber in it. I like him playing the bad guy.
Yeah.
He plays Ross the Boss Ray as a real badass. So I kind of liked him in that.
No, he was really cool. He had he had the handlebar mustache.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of interesting.
It was cool. He's a big guy too.
Oh yeah, he's tall.
He's tall. He's big.
Yeah. I really didn't get the whole thing with the girlfriend. It seemed kind of like a, I don't know, like an afterthought. She was engaged.
That was like a fill-in, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
I don't know. They were trying to probably just show his softer side, I guess.
He is married, but her name isn't. I don't think it was Allison Phil. I mean it that way. The part that she played Eva, I think, in it. That wasn't his wife's name, so I don't know how true all that stuff was, but they're hockey players. I'm sure they had a few girls here and there. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
I have no idea. I like the coach, and I thought the coach was cool. I thought Kim Coates did a nice job as pretty cool. Something different for him. Something he really usually don't play. I know he wasn't a big part, but
yeah.
I like seeing people do stuff that you're not used
to. Yeah,
doing. Yeah.
Different roles. Yeah. No, I agree. Did you catch the? I'm trying to remember when they said it, but he said, "Do you believe in miracles?"
Did he really?
Somebody, I have it. I have it in my notes, and
who said it?
It's somebody said it.
Really, in that movie?
I believe so.
Do you believe in miracles?
I have to read. I saw this movie like about a month ago. So I have it written down here. So maybe I'm off my hinges, but
never know. I don't know. I know it's in the movie Miracle.
Yeah.
But it could have been. They might have threw it in there. You don't know.
Yeah. I mean, well, and again, I think I think Jay Baruchel was a producer on this movie.
Yes, he was. Yeah,
so
I think that's what I saw too.
I'm sure he probably did a few little, hints towards Slapshot, that movie, Miracles. Not Miracles.
I think you're right.
So I'm sure he did, because that's a lot of his movies. His movies, he does a lot of references to, I know he's a big Star Wars fan.
Yep. Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyways, I mean, it was it was an okay movie.
That's about what it was. Yeah.
One of the big questions we always ask each other, is if you have TV on and you're scrolling through, and you see it on, are you gonna are you scrolling right past it, or are you gonna watch it for a little bit?
I'm gonna scroll right past it.
Sorry. No, yeah, hey, I'm doing the same.
On that one, yeah, Sean William Scott makes a lot better movies than that. Like Dudes, Where Your Car? There's a lot. There's so many of them. Mr. What was it? Mr. Babcock or one of those? Mr. Woodcock.
That was Mr. Woodcock. Yep.
Yeah, but no stuff like that. I probably stop and watch a little bit, but no, not that movie. I don't know. I just wouldn't have watched it probably. But,
that's all right.
But it was something different. Something different. Like I said, I like the part he played in it. He has a little different side to him. So, but usually don't see that in him most of the time.
Yeah.
So, but that was good. I tried looking about the director Michael Dowse. I couldn't really find anything that I know.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll look up. I'll look up like the director and see if they've directed anything like any of the sports movies. Let's see what else. I know the guy who did Moneyball. I believe he did the wrestling one too that we watched. Foxcatcher. Did you see that movie?
Is that a wrestling one?
Yeah.
No, I never saw. It is? I gotta check that out.
I have to, I could briefly.
Foxcatcher.
Yeah, that's with Steve Carell. That's it. Do you want to talk about a fucked up movie and a different movie for Steve Carell? Watch that movie.
Wow. Foxcatcher. I gotta check that out.
I could briefly look it up here. Yeah. So the guy who did Moneyball did Foxcatcher and that. So they're two different movies, but with sports wise, he's got the action. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. Anything else you want to talk about?
I got a few other things about him. He was born in '64 in Quincy, Mass. The coach. He became an assistant hockey coach. This is Doug Smith.
This is who would you say?
Doug Smith, the guy that the movie's about.
Yeah.
He became an assistant hockey coach for Hanover High School for 21 years and has been a police officer since '99. And he has some boxing experience. So he's he did a lot.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I did a lot of stuff on these guys, but like I said, we covered a lot. It's amazing what you can cover.
I know.
Like you were saying, most of it was filmed in Winnipeg and Manitoba.
Yeah.
Canada, so
I write down a lot of stuff like in the movie. It's hard because once you when you get into a movie that's based on something real life story, it's like you can easily. You could follow a rabbit hole down forever. It's you easy to get tied up, so it's hard. I just kind of stick with the movie. I have a lot of different notes here, a bunch of weird notes. I was going to ask you a question or Steve a question. Have you ever jerked off on ecstasy? I read all these
that was good.
The crude humor in it is kind of next level.
It is. That would be no, but that's.
when was the last time you were in a fight, or have you gone in any fights?
Last time I had a fight was probably when I was 12, maybe 13 years old.
Wow.
You mean an actual fist fight?
Yeah, an actual fist fight. Yeah.
Probably about 11 or 12, I think. Yeah, about 11 or 12.
That's.
Yeah. I might have beat up my buddy Ryan. I don't know.
This is many moons ago, huh?
Yeah. Didn't get in many fights. Yeah, I always got along with everybody, so I really didn't have too many. But yeah, that's a good one. I like that question. That's good.
I think I don't know. I can't remember the last time I haven't been in too many fights. Definitely a lot of scuffles, I guess you can call them, trying to break up a fight or pushing.
Yeah, I know.
Stuff like that, but nothing really that led to good fist fight. But
yeah, mostly when I was younger, of course, because when you get older, it's not worth it no more. So I mean, older like me, I'm saying, not you, but
no, I got you. Yeah,
but, it's not worth it anymore. I just but yeah, but like I said, getting back to the movie, like I said, it was different for us. Me and Linda both watched it. It was different.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. It was pretty cool. I thought, like you said, the slow motion things, the fights, the way it was set up, I thought they did a nice job. If that's the kind of movie they're going to make, I thought they did a good job.
I wrote down, I would have liked to see a little more, a little more body checks and I guess more like physical violence rather than just like it just leaves right. They put him in and it automatically he just starts going. He just starts brawling. Like I would have liked them see more of like that like enforcer. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but
I agree.
Again, maybe they left that. Maybe he was he like that in real life? I would assume. I don't know.
All I know is that he had like in his first season he had like 180 penalty minutes, and just think about it. They played probably in those leagues. They played like 50 games, so that means he had about 4 minutes a game. That means he probably had a fight almost every game. So it's amazing how much he did fight.
How he didn't get suspended or like you know what I mean after. That's not flying nowadays.
No doubt about it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I said, it was good for what it was meant to be.
Yeah, correct. That's you got to take it for what it was. I mean, it was this isn't it didn't win any Academy Awards for a reason, right? So it got best comedy for Canada.
Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they can't all be winners, but
no.
All right. Well, why don't we get into ratings and reviews? So you want to
sure.
What I'll do is on IMDb,
right.
They gave it a rating. You want to try to guess what rating it got?
I'm gonna say.
And these are out of 10 too. I don't know if you know.
I'm gonna say about a 6.
6.8, which is actually kind of higher than I thought.
Me too.
But I'll go first. I normally I try. Sometimes I kind of break it down a little bit. That's kind of like my system. It depends on the movie.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Sometimes I didn't really give this too many categories. As far as like the action goes, I give it like a 7. The action was pretty decent. And as far as the story, I was like, I gave it like a 6. It was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't break it down too much like I normally do. Like if it's like a really really good movie, I'll break it down a little bit more. So I'm gonna go with like pretty much like a 6.5, like right kind of where it kind of is.
Yeah, I feel the same way to some extent. I mean, you go with the realism of the sport of back then. It's probably like a 7. I'm just
okay.
That's not what I'm giving you yet. But the realism of the sport, the way it was back then, I was at those games. I know how it was. So that was very realistic. It really was. I know you would never think so, but that was it was. It's about a 7. As far as the story, about a 5. So I'd go probably a 6 on that.
Oh, a 6
for the whole movie. Yeah. It's being nice, I think.
I think you're absolutely right. I think it's being
nice. But once again, I'm taking it for what the movie is. Not.
You're right.
That's what it was about. It was about Goon. It's about somebody that
he's a big goon. Yeah.
Exactly. If you want to look at it that way, it wasn't a bad movie at all. But that's it's all everybody. Some people would watch that and really enjoy it. So
cool, man.
That's what I would give it.
Yeah, man. Listen, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to butcher some of these movies, man. We had a few.
I know.
Just looking at some of like our lowest. I don't know if you've seen. Let's see here. It's the soccer one. The Big Green. I don't know if you remember that movie. It was. I never saw.
Pretty
bad.
I never saw the.
We talked about it. I don't know. We weren't big fans of Kingpin either. I don't know if you're.
That wasn't bad. I kind of liked that. That was a weird movie, but it was good. And Amish people.
You're right, and we've been getting to a lot of these older, because a lot of these movies are older.
Yeah.
If we got to kind of see if like these movies still kind of hold up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we end up finding out is it's like, maybe for that time, sure, Slapshot must have been pretty really really funny.
That was for that. They had a good cast. They had a good cast too. He had Paul Newman in it. I mean, people went and watched it. Now I know you did Ladybugs for a soccer movie, which I actually saw and was like I think you mentioned in it. He was 71 in that.
He was
Rodney Dangerfield.
Old.
Yeah. But I like Rodney Dangerfield. It was pretty cool. It was a little kooky, but it was.
We actually gave. Anyways, so. You're right. No, it was, and I gotta be honest with you. I've never really seen any of his movies besides Ladybugs.
Right.
And we watched what's the golf one?
Oh, Caddyshack.
Caddyshack.
No, Caddyshack. Caddyshack.
Yeah, Caddyshack. I haven't seen any of his movies.
Yeah. Most of them are non-sport ones. They're comedy ones.
You're right.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. Like I said, this is. I mean, we also tore apart Rocky. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
For that time,
I
don't know. For the fans who are listening, tune into episode 6 and you'll hear.
Was that Rocky you did?
Yeah. But here's where we are.
So what's coming up now? Do you tell them that Space Jam is coming up? How does that work?
So basically, I kind of just described. We got delayed about a month, so excuse me for I kind of forgot a little bit of the movie.
That's fine.
But so I put up a poll on Facebook and Instagram. The Instagram poll only stays up for 24 hours. It's the way you kind of have to post it.
Okay. Yeah.
But the Facebook one is still up. So we actually got a lot of votes. A lot. Yeah. But we normally it varies on movie. So I put the poll up. We're gonna do a basketball movie. It was Air Bud versus Space Jam.
Right.
So Air Bud had 9 votes. Space Jam had 30 votes.
Right. Yeah.
So Space Jam is the movie that we are going to see. That'll be our next movie that we watch.
Yeah.
And then Air Bud will go into our losers bracket.
Right.
And we'll when we come back to another basketball movie, that'll be one of the movies against another.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. Yeah.
That'll go up against Glory. So.
Good movie. I saw that. Yeah, it's a good movie. But see, I'll watch these all over again. I'm not going to.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Again,
I got to watch them again because
I've seen Space Jam plenty of times.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's stuff that I'll miss, or
Yeah.
Bill Murray. You got Bill Murray in it.
Yeah.
It's funny too because the other movie just came out about him and Michael Jordan and the shoe, which I hear is very good too.
Yes.
Which we can probably watch that movie too because. Again, it's sports. Is it really a sports movie? I don't know. How do you classify it? But sure, it's probably a stretch. But I mean, it's nice to do these different kind of
Oh, I agree.
Movies.
Totally.
Yeah. Keep it going. But yeah, so Space Jam it is. That'll be our next movie.
All right, very good.
So for all you listeners out there, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. There's a group chat. Not a group chat, I'm sorry. We have a Facebook group and an Instagram booth. You also can email us at lockerroomflixpodcast@gmail.com. We normally don't get a lot of emails, but,
hey.
It's a way to contact us. Yeah.
Yeah, put it out there.
And anything else before we wrap this up?
I enjoyed doing this. This was enjoyable, and I
gotta say,
this is my first time doing this in my whole life. So I'm 61 years old, and I was the first shot.
What'd you think? Not too bad. You loved it, yeah.
I loved it. It's really cool, and you're an excellent host, so it works good.
It's funny. You get a few of these under your belt, and you learn as you go.
I understand. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You learn what works, what doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm not geniuses here, so we're just kind of we're just two average guys who love movies.
Well, it was nice spending time with you. So, we're a long ways off. We're 1,200 miles away. So
I know. This is cool though. Look at us now, huh?
Yeah. It's wild. But thanks for asking me to do this. I
absolutely
appreciate it.
You want to sign us out, or you want me to?
No, you can. You can tonight.
Right. And that's the ball game, folks.
Okay. Have a good night.
Night. Just